we're not almost there.
Hey guys, welcome to the Massive Iron Channel. I'm Steve Shaw. In this video, I'm going to talk about how I built a 600-pound deadlift without deadlifting. Before I get into this topic, if you have any questions or comments, drop them down below. The best topic ideas I turn into videos just like this. All right. Seems kind of like a clickbait title, but this is absolutely true. What I'm going to present to you in this video is absolutely how I built a 600-pound deadlift without deadlifting. And it's no gimmicks, it's no nonsense. The overarching point of this video is to kind of reinforce to you guys the importance of one of my major pillars of success. One of the things I stress, and that is trying to build strength. Trying to get the body as big and as strong as possible from head to toe. Just get everything big, get everything strong. So let me get into it a little bit. I got into lifting in 1986. Didn't have a lot of experience. I was an 18-year-old teen. Had an open gym at New Mexico Tech, my college. Not a lot of people down there in the gym. So I hit the gym and I just started lifting. I started piecing together programs from bodybuilding magazines, so on and so forth. And the deadlift wasn't really a lift that was stressed back then. You know, you had more conventional type of muscle building programs. So I went about my business from 1986 to about 2006, 2007. Never deadlifting, never at all. I didn't really know about the lift. The only variation I did was lower back training, where I would do kind of a half pull from above my knees, but with pretty moderate weight. So I never deadlifted, never floor deadlifted, etc. So fast forward about 20 years, I'm working as a machinist, and I meet a power lifter. Dude's name was Todd, and Todd introduced me to this sport he loved lifting. So we would talk, and my only perspective, my only history was muscle building, bodybuilding. I knew nothing around 2007 about powerlifting. So we would sit in the break room and we would talk about lifting, and he would introduce me to things I've never heard of, like powerlifting, wide stance squats, good mornings, etc. So I kind of started researching powerlifting, and at this time I had a forum called Muscle and Brawn, which was growing pretty rapidly, and there were some powerlifting discussions starting there. So kind of piqued my interest. So I started deadlifting, and I think the first time I ever went in, very mild, the first time I ever tried to deadlift, I hit 365 or 375 by 5. I can't remember, but it was around that range. And, you know, I'm easing into the lift, so bear with me here. It was the first time I ever tried it. Within 4 to 6 weeks, I remember hitting like a 545 by 4. Slowly ramping up, trying to get my sense of what I could do on the deadlift. And I recall within a couple months, I hit 585, or pretty close to 600. And it wasn't too long afterwards, once I, basically untrained, just getting used to the lift, getting used to form, I started at about 585. And I was doing about 585 was, probably within a couple months, 555, 545, 565 by 4. So my deadlift was around 600 before I really even started to train it seriously. Just ramping up and getting the feel for form, my deadlift was at 600. So what's the point of this video? How did I get to a 600-pound deadlift without ever deadlifting? Well, the big point of this video is to stress that I spent 20 years building strength from head to toe, getting my back strong, my traps strong, getting everything as strong as I could. During that time, my pendley row was about 405 by 5. My dumbbell row was about 220 by 20, single arm dumbbell row, or I believe I got up to a pretty sloppy or aggressive 270 by 10 on a single arm dumbbell row. And you can be like, oh, it's a sloppy, cheaty, whatever. I'm still doing 270 pounds for 10 reps, driving it off the floor with one arm. Think of that as like a one arm deadlift. So I got my back so incredibly strong that when I went into deadlift, I got my back and traps so incredibly strong that when I went into when I first started deadlifting, I was at 600 pounds, not really knowing what I was doing and still working on form. So the take-home point of this video is something that seems to get lost so much in chasing the deadlift and trying to build the deadlift, and just in general in modern strength culture, is that we forget that there is a synergy. Someone asked me on Team Massive, today, if they had never deadlifted, if they had got their back strong, what would their deadlift be if they came back after, like, let's say several years without deadlifting at all. And let's say you didn't deadlift at all, but you got your penalty row really strong and you got your dumbbell row really strong. Let's say you're like me. You went to the gym and got your penalty. Let's say you never deadlifted and you got your penalty row up to 405 by 5. If you moved over to the deadlift, you'd be able to hit an easy 405 by 1, just pulling it off the ground, because it would seem ridiculously light compared to your penalty row. Now, I know that's a pretty hefty penalty row, and that's probably a bad example, but we need to scale that stuff down for you guys, and you need to understand that while you're chasing your deadlift, don't rule out getting your back and your traps as strong as humanly possible. One of the things I see often in lifting videos or training tendencies of people that cross my path is that they're very obsessed about the deadlift, and they do different deadlift variations. They do halting deadlifts and deficit deadlifts, but the bottom line is their rows and their back strength is weak as shit. And you can look at these same lifters who are doing all this complicated stuff to try to build their deadlift, and then they move over to dumbbell rows and they're like, I won't use straps. I want to get my grip strong. No, you don't. You want to get your back strong. These same guys that are attacking the deadlift often aren't attacking their back strength, right? Their mind muscle rows, and I'm not going to use straps because I want to get my grip strong. Look, at some point, your strength, your back strength, should overshadow your ability to hold the weight. You should need straps. You should need VersaGrips, because your back has the potential to be a lot stronger than your grip. And I know I'm going down a rabbit trail here, but I want you guys to hear this. Strap up, get your VersaGrips on, and get your damn back strong. So, how do you build a strong deadlift without working the deadlift? Well, get your quad strong, get your back strong. Those are the two things I did over the years, and I kind of glossed over the importance of 20 years of squatting. But I got my quad superhumanly strong, and I got my back superhumanly strong. And when I actually went to deadlift for the first time, get into the deadlift, I ended up at about 600 pounds. So for those of you guys that are obsessed with getting strong, get everything strong. Get your quad strong, get your back strong, get your traps strong. So guys, hope this video has been of some help. If you have any questions or comments, drop them down below. If you made it this far in this video and have yet to subscribe to my channel, please do. I'd appreciate the support. So guys, as always, thanks for watching. Have a great day.